my game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. This gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Finish.
Cashing in, say, the way Liv did, well, that's like winning the lottery, isn't it? And I don't need to win the lottery because I work my ass off every week for a paycheck.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these 2 words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next. So without further ado, free smoke. Look, scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa. Boss forever like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Don't let the minutia of people distract us. This is the last year in the NAL. Next year we going to the AFL. A lot of owners around here got this type of money to even be in this league, so let's get that clear. A lot of naysayers around here, I've been seeing a lot of players chip chat about me. You think I care what an NAL players say about me?
Good afternoon, everybody. We got a show today. But before I start the show, before I ask y'all about how y'all day done been, before I get into any of that, listen. Put a ribbon on me, bitch, man. I've been nothing brand new. I ain't smoking no bitch, I'm smoking on you. Put your best friend in the pack and I'ma smoke on her too. Yo, Cardi is, man, bruh, shout out to Cardi B, man. I know that's Lotto's song, Put It on the Floor. Shout out to Lotto too. But, bruh, Lotto snapped in that shit too, but I love Cardi B, yo. Cardi just be snapping in some of these tracks, yo. Listen, I know it's a thing right now. A lot of people mad because women is taking over the industry right now. That's what it feel like. Yo, tell these dudes to put out some better music. Or listen to better music, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of dudes who I listen to who is great artists. But listen, I miss the Migos. I realized that. I was listening to that Cardi B and Offset song, and I realized, man, I miss Migos. Because I listen to the Migos a lot. I hate it when people say, oh, they just be mumbling and shit like that. No, you just is not witty enough, quick-witted enough, or your brain don't work fast enough to understand. Because they really be speaking English. Like, you can understand what they're saying if you just listen to the tracks. The track that they got with Youngboy, that was goofy. My God, that track was goofy, but in a good way. Like, they snapped on that. I know some of my words have so many different meanings. You just got to listen to the cadence and, you know what I'm saying, the context of how I deliver it. But listen, Cardi B is just magnificent, bro. I heard about Cardi B getting a drink thrown on her or something like that at a show when she threw a mic back at the person, bro. Respect to Cardi, bro. Y'all really getting on my nerves throwing shit at these celebrities on stages or at these artists, bro. Like, y'all really got no type of home training. Like, I'm telling you, I imagine this is why I'm not in this position yet. Because if you throw a drink at me on stage, bro, fuck security. I'm coming down in the crowd and I'm gonna beat your ass myself. I don't care about a charge, bro. It's gotta be a charge against your ass too for coming to a show and assaulting me, bro. Throwing a drink at an artist on stage is assault, bro. Throwing anything at an artist on stage is assault. And y'all really getting on my nerves with y'all crooked way of thinking, bro. Y'all got some of the most diluted, ignorant, vicious ways of thinking I ever seen. And it's mostly broke people thinking like this. How can you look at a celebrity and say because they are rich, they should turn the other cheek? What kind of shit is that, bro? They rich, not Jesus. What did it? I'm confused by the logic that y'all walking around with. So let me throw a brick on stage at your bitch ass and see if you want to turn the other cheek so I can throw a brick at the other cheek. Like, bro, y'all are wilding, bro. Y'all spit at celebrities, throw shit at them, curse them out. Y'all talk trash about them on the internet. I don't understand this obsession with people you don't like. Usually, you ignore the people you don't like. Or if it's your job to talk about people you like, but it's not y'all job to talk about people y'all like. Y'all just like to do it. Y'all be bored, so y'all like to go at rich people. I hear how y'all talk about some of these women. I'm sick of it, bro. I'm sick of it. Y'all be talking about these beautiful women out here, bro. And I'm starting to think y'all gay. Because it's mostly y'all dudes doing it. But it do be these women who be ran through, who got boring lives. They hate the situations they in, so they be hating on these women too. I can't tell you how many times a day I see somebody talk crazy about Cardi B, Beyonce, Lotto, Meg Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj. Like, bro, give it a rest. Y'all niggas is so irritating, and I don't even use the N-word on my show, but I had to use that because y'all is irritating, bro. What's up with y'all? This is ridiculous. Y'all gotta be gay. And listen, if you gay, that's cool. But I wish you would just admit that rather than continuously hating and putting these ridiculous things on these women. Oh, they shouldn't dress like this. Oh, they shouldn't talk like that. Oh, they shouldn't walk like that. Oh, they got kids. And bro, mind your own fucking business. All right. It's women out here who don't make the money and don't got the spotlight that these women got doing actual bad things. All right. They're selling their body for money and shit like that. These women ain't selling their body for money. These are actual artists. And they just happen to have great looking bodies. And they can dance and do all these other things. But because y'all is gay or never touched a vagina in y'all life, y'all continue to perpetrate this. These are bad women and all this type of shit. Bro, miss me with that. Like, I'm getting sick of it, bro. I really am, bro. And I don't talk about that a lot. But I'm really getting sick of this, bro. Like, I hate it when I see a comment in a video section that be like, oh, this is a great video. No naked women, no half naked women shaking their asses. Bruh, what's up with y'all, bro? Like, this is so weird that y'all want all of the world to be one way. This type of entertainment is not ignorant. If you don't want your kids to see something that they will eventually see anyways, that's on you. Not to mention, y'all acting like this is porn. This is not porn. These are the same type of people that say, if women don't want to get raped, they shouldn't walk around looking like certain things. What? So I shouldn't look beautiful. I mean, women shouldn't look beautiful. They shouldn't enjoy themselves in their own skin because they don't want to be raped by some jackass, some losing ass I was finna say it again. Some losing ass dude who don't know how to get into a woman's, in between a woman's legs. She should be fearful of feeling good about herself because some creep feel bad about himself. What? You know, I guess it is a man's world. This is a man's world. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy. And I don't even think it's a man's world. I think it's a white man's world, man. Most of the ignorance that I see spewed on a regular basis come from white men. And I know somebody gonna be like, oh, that's racist. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if you think that's racist. You're in denial. Listen, shout out to all these beautiful women in the industry, bro. Shout out to every single one of them. If Scarlett Johansson walked out and did what Beyonce and all these, because she can't do that. But if she could, I do not believe y'all would have a problem with it. The She-Hulk, Tatiana Ali, or Maz Tiana, however you pronounce her name. Oh, real quick though, in this little rant that I'm going on, that don't include Ice Spice, bro. She's trash. I do not find her attractive. I do not find her music good. She cannot rap. To me, it's a real shame that the rap game done turned into this. Lotto can rap. Cardi can rap. Beyonce can do it all. Nicki can rap. Bro, miss me with this Ice Spice shit, bro. Trash. Respectfully. But listen, to all the other women, bro, y'all gotta stop hating on these women. And you know, something else that I'm really getting sick of y'all doing too, bro. Every time one of the women in the rap game diss each other, something like, oh, why they gotta be like this and yada, yada, yada. Bro, dudes diss each other all the time. All the time. Drake flamed Nicki's boyfriend, Meek, or her ex, and then he got flamed by Pusha. So, I mean, what are we doing? Now, if you want to say, why do Nicki always have a problem with these women? Fine. That's cool. I have no problem with you saying that. But for you to come out and then start acting as if like beefing between the women is some new type of thing, bro, just admit you're gay. Cause that's where I'm at with y'all, bro. Every little thing these women do, y'all find a way to hate on them. And I just don't get it. This Meg Thee Stallion thing, bro. I love Tory Lanez. Just because I fuck with Tory's music, bro, don't mean I'm finna start hating Meg Thee Stallion, bro. What kind of shit is that? Not to mention, Meg can spit. Meg can spit. Like Meg got, for one, Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi got one of my favorite hip hop tracks all time. My favorite women's rap track of all time. I'm almost certain is WAP, bro, because that shit is ridiculous. Macaroni in the pot. I'm talking WAP, WAP, WAP. This, bro, but listen, I'm just sick of this. I'm real sick of this hate that y'all showing towards these women in the industry, bro. And I know I'm specifically focusing on the rappers, but that's because I'm seeing a lot of people go at them. And I'm telling you, the person who threw the drink at Cardi, bro, you lucky I wasn't there, bro. I would have clocked your ass, bro. Dead ass, bro. Me and you would have been brawling, because there's no way I'm finna let you. Yo, if you couldn't pick up on this by now, Cardi B is my favorite. Like, I love Cardi B, bro. Like, I just love her energy, bro. She's so positive and so happy and gigglish when I see her on interviews and things like that, bro. And I just like that she carry herself like that, bro, because she could carry herself so differently. A lot of these women could, bro. Lotto just look like a straight savage. I'm not gonna lie. Lotto look like she'd be one of my niggas. But I fuck with Lotto bad too. But let me actually change that, because I'm not fucking none of my. And I said the N-word again, and I didn't even realize it. Lotto look like she could be one of my homies, but I ain't fucking Lotto. I wouldn't fuck none of my homies. I would fuck Lotto. But listen, I'm just saying, y'all gotta stop hating on these women. I told you, bro, I think y'all gay and don't want to admit it. And it's nothing wrong with being gay in 2023. It was really never nothing wrong with being gay. It's just that you could really get killed for it back in the day. You can still get killed for it. But over here in the United States of the USA, you can't, you know what I'm saying? You could be gay and be, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you still dealing with that yourself, and that's why you hating on these women, seek help. But if you somebody who gay, if you just seek God. Because I don't understand the level of hate that y'all have for these women. And you want to know what really pisses me off? Because I'm starting to think y'all pedophiles. Because, and this is really just mind-blowing to me. Y'all hate the grown women who y'all know y'all can't get. But y'all love and fantasize about the young girls in the music game. Like the little young pop stars like Olivia Rodrigo. And I can't even think of some of these other young, because I don't really listen. I'm not going to lie to you. I know who Olivia Rodrigo is because of driver's license. I don't listen to a shit ton of them, but a lot of them older now. So like Selena Gomez, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift. Those women who look like little girls for a long time, y'all was addicted to them. And now y'all addicted. Like, I never hear y'all say nothing if they dress kind of skanky or nothing like that. Because that's what y'all call it when these black women do it. Or when the women with full figures do it, who got big breasts, big ass, then y'all get mad about it. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, if that's something that bothers you, do not watch Put It on the Flow. And don't watch WAP. Rip me out the plastic. Hey, man, shout out to Lotto and Cardi B, man. Shout out to all those beautiful women, man. Y'all got to stop hating, man. Got to. And it's mostly men doing it. But I do be seeing women do it, too. And that's kind of weird to me. I'm not going to lie, bro. Like, y'all mad at these women because y'all don't look like them, ain't got the money they got or something like that. Because y'all should be. I realize every day that women who be, you know, women be talking about this support women shit, man. But I'm telling you, boy, as soon as a woman can find the quickest way to support a man, boy, I'm telling you. I rock with them. Hey, shout out to all them women, man. I'm not talking about the women who be dissing on women. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, the Cardi B's, the Beyoncé's, the Kelly Rowlands, the Kiri Hilsons, Nicki Minaj, Lotto. Obviously, I continue to say this does not include Ice Spice. Y'all let a woman who said she was attracted to a SpongeBob character and make SpongeBob type raps. Y'all let her get famous. Y'all let her get rich. And y'all keep gassing her up, bro. Y'all disgusting me. Y'all really disgust me. Anyways, to the show. Yo, it really hurts seeing somebody you like get put down, man. It really do. I was watching, hold up. UFC 291 recap. I was watching that. If you watch UFC recaps and you just so happen to stop by the channel to check out mine, I know you're gonna be like, bro, what the fuck is this dude talking about in the beginning of this video? And I'm really sorry that you had to hear me say the N-word twice, because I usually don't say that. Well, I don't say that throughout my shows. I said it today and I said it yesterday, but I don't usually say that. So, you know what I'm saying? If you think this is a show that use the N-word a lot, don't worry, white people. This is not one of those shows. I do not use the N-word. I use it in my everyday life, but I don't use it on my shows. Okay? Full transparency. I didn't have to tell you that, but I chose to tell you that because I don't want you hopping on. I don't want somebody to watch me one day and be like, oh, look at this black dude, bro. He a great show and he don't never say the N-word. Well, yeah, that part is true, but I don't want you acting as if I'm too above saying the N-word because I use it in my everyday life. I just don't use it on my show because I don't want that to be the image that I portray. Now, also, I'm not happy that black people have to think about things like that. Like, oh, we grow up using that word everyday life as a term of endearment. And I understand the bad connotations around it. And even though we try to make it a term of endearment, I haven't been one of them people who say you can't turn it into a term of endearment. The reality is you can. At this point, so many dudes, black people have used it for so long now. It just is what it is. It's one of them words that's just got so many different meanings, definitions. It's how you use it. Black people who grew up using that should never have to feel like, man, I can't make it big because if I use this word, except for in a certain type of industry, I'm not going to be able to. But that's just how it is. I don't really care that I can't use the word on here other than that type of situation. But it ain't something that's keeping me up at night. I can promise you. I don't get on here thinking to myself, oh, my God, it's so hard for me not to use the word. Nah, that's not me. But listen. UFC 291, we had Kevin Holland take on Michael Chiesa. Tony Ferguson took on Bobby Green. Marcus, and this dude's name was just D. Lima, Marcos Regrillo. I'm going to just call him Marcos. Marcos took on Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. Jan Blachowicz took on Alec Pineda. And then obviously you had the main event, Dustin Poirier take on Justin Gaethje for the BMF title, a championship that has absolutely no meaning whatsoever. But oh, and I watched the prelims, but I'm obviously not going to talk to you about the prelims. So yeah, but it was a good show to start off. It was a good show to start off for me, the main card, specifically because Kevin Holland picked up yet another win. I swear I feel like I saw Kevin Holland fight like 3 or 4 like probably a month ago. I feel like I saw him win a fight, but another win. My guy Kevin Holland, man. I want Kevin Holland to get to a point where he's so good at using his length, his technique, and all these other because Kevin Holland in a perfect world, bro, in an alternate universe, Kevin Holland is one of the greatest UFC champions to ever exist. I see that for Kevin Holland. I want that for Kevin Holland. But Kevin Holland got to want it for himself. And it's not just wanting it for himself. You can't just, it's easy to say, oh, you know, I want this for myself. You got to put in the work. And I'm not doubting that Kevin Holland is not putting in the work. This is why he is on the winning streak he is on. I'm talking about basically what he is doing. I just want him to continue doing it. Do it to the umpteenth degree, because I want to see Kevin Holland become a champion. I really do. He's one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. I really want to see him be successful on a higher level than what he already been. He got a commercial. I'm happy for him about it. I really think Kevin Holland could make more money if he went to the PFL, him and Derek Lewis, which I'll talk about in a second. If the PFL was really trying to build up their MMA division and really trying to compete with the UFC, I would go get a Kevin Holland who is not old. Kevin Holland could go be a PFL champion and be one of your top guys. He could, bro, he is a face that people know. People would absolutely look at him. You put him on a card with Ngannou, you bring Derek Lewis over there. Come on, man. It make perfect sense. Them is type of names that I think the PFL should be looking for. But nonetheless, Kevin Holland, to me, he won this fight in the first round with a Garce choke. I'm just so happy that he is. Because after seeing him lose to Khamzat Chimaev like that pissed me off. I really didn't like that. But to see him bounce back the way he done bounced back since that loss, I'm very happy that he done hit this stride since he lost that fight. But I just want him to keep doing it, bro. I just want him to keep getting better and better. Keep moving up that mountain, bro. Because Kevin Holland can be great, bro. Kevin Holland can be one of the better fighters in the UFC. But he got to put everything together, yo. Like when he was doing all that talking and shit to dudes in the ring, that's cool. But, bro, most champions and most dudes who really trying to be great not doing all that. And I'm not telling you that you cannot do that and be successful, bro. But what is we focusing on? Talking and entertaining people or winning? You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't complain about certain fighters. Now, I am going to complain about a certain fighter when we get to him. But the fighters who like to wrestle people to death, they trying to be great. This is their route to being great. I can't help, you know what I'm saying? If you don't like wrestlers, do something about it, bro. Plain and simple. But Kevin Holland picked up the win over. Now, what was also interesting about this is, I don't, like Kevin Holland said, I don't think this was a smart fight for Chiesa. Bro, you haven't fought in like 2 years. Why would you come back and try to fight Kevin Holland? Like, that just don't make sense to me. Apologies, I was watching a commercial. But that don't make sense to me. Michael Chiesa coming back to fight Kevin Holland after a 2-year layoff. That's a hell of a decision. And one he paid for. But Tony Ferguson took on Bobby Green next, and boy. Listen. First off, let me start off by saying this, bro. I understand how important or how detrimental being poked in the eye can be in these type of contests. I saw Daniel Cormier lose his third fight to Stipe because he got poked in the eye. I mean, that was a completely different fighter after he took that eye poke. But that was just one of the deepest eye pokes I done probably ever seen. Like, that Daniel Cormier eye poke was vicious. When Stipe accidentally poked him in the eye, that shit was vicious. I always done thought to myself, if DC wanted to, he could legitimately make an argument that fight was only lost because of that eye poke. Like, he became severely compromised after that eye poke. However, DC also would understand I kept fighting. I didn't stop the fight. Matter of fact, I don't even think they acknowledged the eye poke in that fight when DC got poked in the eye, I don't believe. If I'm thinking about it correctly, I don't even think the ref stopped that fight when DC got poked in the eye. Like, I think DC kept telling him, like, bruh, I got poked in the eye. So actually, I think that's a whole different situation. I got to go back and look at that one. Because I think that's a different situation. I don't think the ref realized... I don't think the ref realized at the time in that fight, DC had got poked in the eye. And if he did, I mean, if he had to stop that fight, I believe DC would have, like, said, yo, I don't think I can keep... DC was severely compromised off of that eye poke. I got to go back and watch that fight again and remember if that ref saw that eye poke. But I'm not making little, basically, of the eye poke that happened to Tony Ferguson. However, if the eye poke was that bad, Tony could have took more time, or Tony could have just told him he could not continue because of that eye poke. And it would have been ruled a no contest, I believe, because of the eye poke. And they probably would have ran the fight back. That is not what happened. I also don't think Tony was winning that fight before the eye poke, but that's neither here nor there. With that being said, I know it's a lot of Tony Ferguson fans out there, bro. I know it's a lot of them. And I heard the quote he said where he not the GOAT, he the boat, because, you know, goats fade with time, blah, blah, blah. But boats rise. They, you know, they stay afloat, even though boats can also sink. But that's neither here nor there. Actually it is, because Tony Ferguson is a sinking ship right now. 6 L's in a row. All of them vicious losses, basically. And this one, my goodness. I mean, his last couple losses done been ugly losses. And then as I was watching this one, I just kept saying to myself, when is Bobby Green going to put this dude? Like, when is it going to happen? It wasn't even necessarily Green. It was just, when is it going to happen? When is Tony Ferguson going to be put down in this fight? That's what I expect when I watch Tony Ferguson now. And Dana might have to save him from himself, bro. I'm not a Dana fan, you know that, but Dana might got to save this man from himself, because to see him keep going out there losing like this, it's crazy. He got, bro, for one, he got boxed throughout the entirety of this fight. He just got beat up. And then in the last seconds of the last round, got put to sleep. Now, it's going to be some jackass, some moron out there who say, hey, Tony Ferguson's tough. He doesn't tap out. You can get brain damage. You can get nerve damage. You can break arms, break limbs, break legs. All these type of things can happen from not just tapping. You know my motto on this. If you get put in a submission, some of y'all don't really know how unbelievably painful these submissions are because you've never been put in them. You never took any type of fighting training. No type of mixed martial arts that would train these type of things. So I get it. But to the people who have, and even listen to me to the people who haven't, when you get put in these type of submissions, just tap out. Especially when it's locked in. Sometimes you'll see a submission that's not really locked in and you'll think it's locked in, but it's not really locked in. But you'll know when a submission is locked in. Valentina Shevchenko squirming for her life when Alexa Grasso had that rear naked choke locked in. Bobby Green having Tony Ferguson squirming and kicking for his life like a fish out of water. You ain't getting out of that. Just tap. Instead, he get put to sleep, meaning he got put out. Brain damage can occur from that happening. And people yell out, man, this guy Tony Ferguson is so tough, man. This guy is tough, man. Just a soldier, man. Tony Ferguson's dumb. That's stupid. A loss is a loss, bro. The time that you had to be tough was before you got locked into that. Your training supposed to kick in so you don't get put into one of those. It's no training after you get locked into a submission. You want to know what they tell you when you training and you get put into a submission that's fully locked in? Tap out. Because we don't want to send you to the hospital from a broken bone. So, to all those people out there continuing to yell out, oh, so tough, so tough. I remember the Ronda Rousey fight where she broke old girl's arm. What's the purpose? You've already been, your body don't work. Like, what do you think you are? The time to fight it was before you got put in, and after it's fully locked in, it's a dub. You either go night-night, or you headed to the hospital about to pay a lot of money to get something fixed, and you probably risk your career instead of just tapping out and fighting for the next fight. Now you're going to be put on the shelf for a year probably because you chose to be tough. This is why you can't listen to fans. This is why you can't listen to the media, man. That shit's stupid. I'm somebody who done really fought. You have to tap out when you done got put into one of these submissions, bro. Being tough don't get you nothing but brain damage, broken bones, hospital bills, missed paychecks because you now can't fight, but you'll be using paychecks to pay these hospital bills. The opposite side of this is not good. But you'll have those people who go out there and say, oh, Tony went out on his shield like a warrior. No, he didn't. He went out stupid. So let me ask you, what's the better image? Seeing him tap out, knowing that he was about to get put out, or seeing him squirming for his life and then getting put out? Y'all some sickos. But Bobby Green did end up winning that fight via arm neck choke. And it was vicious. It was vicious. And I would like to spend a lot of time to talk to you about Derek Lewis next, but he won his fight in a matter of seconds. Flying knee, and then pounced on Buddy and just beat him up from there. TKO win for Derek Lewis, the Black Beast. And I'm happy to see Derek Lewis get another win. This was his last fight on his contract. Of course, you know he was on like a 3 or 4 fight lose streak. He was losing to a lot of guys, man. But shout out to him for, listen, he came in with a 6-pack. He came in looking way leaner than he usually look. I think he started to realize I can't be this heavy no more because I get too tired when I'm this weight. Like, this is the same dude who said he don't want to fight a title fight because it's 5 rounds. I hate to say it, but Derek Lewis ain't championship material, but I love Derek Lewis. But that's a man who basically done told you himself, yeah, I'm not championship material, buddy. But shout out to Derek Lewis. Jan Blachowicz and Alex Pineda. Or if you just American, you probably pronounce his name Alex Pereira. But if you know me, you know I was going into this fight praying that Alex won this fight. I did not want to see Jan Blachowicz win. I'm very irritated with how Jan Blachowicz fights, and I'm surprised that Dana continue to book him in these type of fights. Jan Blachowicz is not a wrestler, but when he fight dudes who come up, he like to suffocate them by just laying on them and shit like that. That's what he did to Izzy, and that's exactly what he tried to do to Alex Pereira. Just wrestle him to the ground, lay on him, collect that ground control, and think that you can win from there. And to the people who continue to think that is okay, you have never fought, bro, or you are just stuck in your ways. Because wrestling is not just getting somebody to the ground and holding them there. I understand, yes, that is a part of wrestling. This is not wrestling, though. This is the MMA. This is UFC. This ain't wrestling competitions where you getting points for keeping somebody down. Is that how it used to work? Absolutely. But now, to just lay somebody on the ground without trying to advance the position, without trying to put in a submission, without trying to ground control. Yes, refs should absolutely say, get back up. Or without some movement, I'm finna stand you back up. Because this is not a wrestling competition. This is the UFC, professional mixed martial arts. This ain't just boxing. This ain't just kickboxing. This ain't just jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or wrestling. It's all of it. So, to the people who believe Jan Blachowicz should be allowed to just lay on dudes, you're wrong. He shouldn't. He should have to actually fight people to win these fights. That's why I'm not a fan of how he beat Izzy. He didn't beat Izzy because he actually went out there and was a better fighter. He beat Izzy because Izzy was not good enough on the ground to get up when this big motherfucker was on him. That's whack. Jan Blachowicz never tried to advance his positions. He was never really trying to submit him because Jan Blachowicz is not a submission guy. You keep telling me about the Polish power. When is the last time Jan Blachowicz knocked somebody out? Jan Blachowicz is starting to put together a stack of duds, of decision, either wins or losses. That's what's happening. He tried to wrestle Alex Pineda, and he is not even a wrestler. That was him saying, the way to win this fight is to be the bigger dude and get him on the ground and stay there. And then he gassed himself, doing nothing. So I'm perfectly okay with the split decision win for Alex Pereira. However, my guy is going to have to get better at the training of the... He did a good job at defending takedowns. It's just when you got dudes as big as Jan Blachowicz, and who is as born of fighters as Jan Blachowicz, who try to beat you a certain type of way because he know he can't stand up with an Alex Pereira. He not as quick as an Alex Pereira. That's the thing that you have to be ready for, because it's like when you fight Aljamain Sterling. Sean O'Malley think he finna go into this fight against Aljamain Sterling and have a stand-up. Bro, Aljamain is going to try to wrestle you to the ground and keep you there. That's all he's trying to do. And if you give him your back, you're going to lose. Now, I do wish they stopped letting Aljamain Sterling lay on the ground on with people when he got the back, because he really is not trying to do nothing but collect points a lot of those times. Now, if he actually trying to submit somebody, that's different. But Aljamain Sterling know what he be doing. He a perfect heel. I fuck with it. But this Jan Blachowicz thing, man, I'm gonna be a band with you, bro. I am so over this Jan Blachowicz shit. I really get irritated watching Jan Blachowicz fight. It's done been that way for a while. Me and my cousin got into an argument about this like a month ago, because he was trying to argue that anybody that's a champion is a great champion. I was like, no, that's definitely not true. I said, because Jan Blachowicz was a champion, and he was definitely not a good champion. I think he defended the title not once. He lost his first title defense. I was like, that's not a good champion. But I said, aside from that, I said, if I have to look at all the champions who never even defended the title once, they lost after the first defense. I said, for one, I don't really look at them as champions. I said, but they are champions. I said, but it's really hard to be a real champion if you never win one title defense. I said, but when I look at all the people like that, Blachowicz by far is the one that irritates me the most. I hate his fight style. I hate what he do when he get in there. I just hate it all. I hate it all. I'm not gonna lie. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. But the main event, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier. They got into fighting for the BMF title. Now, quick rundown of the BMF title. It wasn't defended for 3 years. I think the BMF title is a joke, specifically because of who had it. Jorge Masvidal is a guy who, I'm not a fan of Jorge, the fighter or the person. I don't like him. My reasons I'll keep to myself. I also do not feel as though, I'm not even going to say this, but I do not feel, matter of fact, I am going to say it. It's a lot of Mexican-born fighters in the UFC, and it's a lot of Mexican fighters who hold true to their heritage. You know, they really represent Mexico out there. I think Jorge do it when it benefit him. I do not think he is really ingrained in that the way he try to act like he is. I don't care if his kids and his wife and his family is all that. This man openly roots for Trump, a dude who done been so vicious towards Mexican people, Hispanic people, Mexicans alike. So I don't like Jorge, bro. But to keep it within the context of why I think the title doesn't matter because of him holding it, the man lost. The man kept losing fights to end his career. He was never a legitimate champion. He couldn't beat top contenders. I saw a stat the other day that said that all the dudes who done fought for the BMF title are 0-something in championship fights. So it's just a matter of time for Kobe Covington go down there and start fighting for that BMF title. All the dudes that y'all seem to like is the dudes that just don't get it done. Y'all didn't like Kamaru Usman. He was one of the greatest champions of all time. You don't like Leon Edwards. He probably ended up turning out to be one of the great champions of all time. And he ended up beating one of the greatest champions of all time. So it's just funny how that works out. But Jorge Masvidal, to me, was a bum to end his career. Y'all kept playing that Ben Askren highlight to boost him up. Ben Askren wasn't even a UFC fighter for the longest, so I don't know how that is something that's, he never beat the Justin Gaethjes, the Dustin Poiriers, so in their primes. He never beat the Conor McGregor in his primes. He don't even got a resume of, he didn't beat Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman immediately shut down that hype train. He couldn't beat Kobe Covington. And while I think Kobe fought like a bitch compared to how he said he was gonna fight, still lost that fight. So, you know, to be the baddest motherfucker on the planet and be losing the way that he done lost over the last couple fights, or in his career basically, is just laughable to me. That title means nothing. I'm almost certain that I won't see Justin Gaethje walking around with the title. I'm pretty sure Dana paid him and Justin and Dustin a good amount of money to act like they gave a damn about that BMF title. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the BMF title and the dude who held it. So, second round roundhouse kick to the cranium took out Dustin Poirier, and it hurts to see a guy, his body just drop like that. A lot of knockouts like that in Utah. There's another fight that happened tonight. I think 2 other fights on the prelims and one on the main card. Now, there was 2 prelim fights where a kick ended. Matter of fact, the last fight on the prelims ended with a roundhouse kick knockout, I believe. And you remember Kamaru Usman got knocked out like this. Justin Gaethje, one of his best friends. So it was crazy all around. But Justin Gaethje, yo, I did not realize it was 5 years since Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier had fought. I did not know it had been that long since those two had fought. I swear that's got to be a lie. I thought they fought like 2 years ago or a year ago. It was not 5 years ago, bro. If it was 5 years ago, I am living in an alternate reality right now, and I'm just making no sense of anything, because that can't be true. But, you know, this was a funny fight in the sense that you knew how it was going to go, in the sense you knew it was going to be a lot of fighting, that was going to fight each other. But that roundhouse kick keep catching motherfuckers, man. It just seemed like nobody see it coming. Nobody seemed to see it coming right now. And so Dustin Poirier got caught with a shot that he just didn't see come. Now, I think that they could run this back for the trilogy fight without that BMF bullshit. I think they could just run a trilogy fight back between these two, and this will make a lot of money. I don't think either, like, I'm not under the belief, even though I do like what Justin Gaethje said, that who is the champion that they, I can't remember his name at the moment, Islam is not Khabib. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. But he did take out Charles Oliveira rather easy. And Charles Oliveira beat all y'all. Rather easy. Like, so y'all wouldn't even go to the ground with him. Islam said, I'm headed right down, boss. So I don't know if this lead to a fight, a championship fight for Justin Gaethje. I imagine it do. I wouldn't be mad seeing him or Dustin Poirier get another title opportunity down the line. I don't think either one of them is going to end up beating Islam or Charles Oliveira. But I'm very interested to see both fights, because I think all of those fights would be very entertaining. But you know, what's next for Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje basically after this next little run? Because it feel like the end of their careers is winding down unless they move up or down in division, which I don't see that happening. They've accomplished so much in the UFC already. I think the only thing that they haven't accomplished is becoming a legitimate champion that became the champion, defended the title. They become interim titles, but that's not interim champions, but that's not real. They want to become legitimate bona fide champions who defended the titles at least once before they call it a career. And I get that if that's what they chasing. I don't know if it's possible based off of how good I think Islam and Charles Oliveira is, but we shall see. But with that being said, I did enjoy this pay-per-view, and I appreciate you guys for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. Like, subscribe, share. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy. Scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty ran track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber, you out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.